This is gonna be such a long video. Hi. I'm only wearing half of this because it's hot. Hi. Okay, so Charlene, first of all, I'm going to be in a weird mood throughout this entire video. Weirder mood than I usually am in my videos because I'm still just extremely... Okay, surprise, no surprise at all. I just finished the most recent episode of Spring and Chiron, and I am still reeling because something monumentous happened at the end of the episode that I did not see coming at all, and that is like huge in like the entirety of the show, not just in this season. I'm still feeling a lot of things, and my chest feels a little tight with emotions. You can't even see my eyes. I've just been screaming internally for like, let's see what time that you're seeing on my phone, Ginger. I think I finished the episode at 1:30. It's now 3:15. I'm still so sorry for that. But anyway, let me get into this. I have so many things to respond to from your video because it was long, and which is great, I love that. But I realized that we might run into a problem, which is if we keep responding to everything that we talk about in the video before, plus asking new questions and then responding to those questions and responding to the responses to those questions, like our videos might just get longer and longer and longer. We can see how it goes, and if it like seems like they're getting too long, we can just like save some of the answers for just like video chats or comments. I think for now it's probably fine, and we'll just see how long my video ends up being because I have a lot of things to respond to, like I already said. Okay, first of all, I love your onesie a lot. It's great, I love it. Also, you called it a dragon onesie, even though I'm pretty sure you said before that it's a dinosaur onesie, but I'm happy that you're calling it a dragon onesie because you know how much I love dragons, and I don't know why I'm talking like this, I'm sorry. I'm sitting weirdly because I have to be able to see from under this dragon snout. The next thing on my list is just, I am just overwhelmed with feelings right now. I already told you that. Oh, so about the D&D thing that you were talking about D&D creativity, like inherently, the thing is that D&D is, as far as I know, a less character-driven game than most of the other, pretty much all of the other TTRPGs that I've played. So inherently, it's going to be more on the GM to be like telling the entire story. It's not driven by the characters, whereas in other games, like a lot of the time, a character's motivations will be like driving the story. But that being said, your own personal character motivations and your own personal things that you think your character would or wouldn't do should still be up to you. And if the GM is like telling you stuff that your character does and then you don't think that it fits with what she does, then you should say that, because it's important to talk about that stuff so that you have a good time. It's important for the GM to know like what your character is actually like so that they can use that to hopefully make the story better, if that makes sense. But it would be kind of cool also, if you do want the players to be more creative, you could suggest that you collaborate on some things, because creative collaboration is way more fulfilling than just like following along with a story that someone else has already completely written, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, I know that you're like way too shy to bring these things up to your GM, but just a thought is a thing that you could do if you want to, because communication is important, even in a silly gaming environment. Next thing is just your Japan adventures. I would like to know more, please. Did you vlog it? Probably not, but if you did, I would like to see that soon, maybe. I tried to follow along with your Instagram stories, but I missed some of the days because I was super busy around that time. But I have a list of notes that I took when I just rewatched your video. Oh, you were talking about your funny mood in your video, and it's like the exact same as my weird mood that I've been in for the last like 5 videos that I've been doing, so don't worry about it. I don't know what's happening. It's fine. It's entertaining. Then you asked me a question about my tattoo pain level, which I didn't like give it to you on a scale because I'm really bad at talking about pain on a scale. I just don't know how to do it. It might be like a 3 out of 10, but if it was like more sustained, like I said how like it's only when the needle's like actually doing things, and because it's so small, it's only like tiny lines or dots at a time. Like while it was doing that, it was like a 3, but if it was like more sustained, maybe it would have been a higher number. I don't know how pain scales work for me, so that's why I didn't tell it to you that way. I don't know if that helps at all, but yeah. And then the final thing, which is very important, Charlene, is that I am not mad at you about Friends at the Table. Why would you think that I would be mad at you? I went through this show like ridiculously fast, and I don't expect anyone to do that. Like, I'm not gonna be mad at you for being slow listening to a show that I love. It's fine. I'm happy enough that you're just listening to it at all. You don't even have to do that. I wouldn't be mad at you if you didn't want to do that. I will explain some things, which is, it sounds like, I couldn't really tell exactly what you meant, but it sounds like you did listen to the autumn finale and then went into Counterweight. I don't think you would really get spoiled, but you can just, basically you have to decide at this point, if you finish autumn, you have to decide at this point if you would like to finish all of the fantasy story, because the Chiron like story has been the longest running thing, because they do, every other season has been Chiron, and then the ones in between have been sci-fi seasons. So like season 2 and season 4 are sci-fi seasons, but they're also separate sci-fi seasons. They're set in the same universe, but they're not a continuing story. Whereas Chiron is a continuing story. Season 1, season in between, which doesn't have a number, season 3 and season 5 are all Chiron. I'll tell you the names of them because that makes more sense. So basically, if you want to listen to the whole fantasy series, if you're invested in the characters from Autumn and want to continue their story, then you should listen to Marielda next, which is a prequel to Chiron, but it's short, and it gives you a lot of context and backstory and world building for the world of Chiron. And then after that, listen to Winter in Chiron, and then after that, listen to Spring in Chiron, which is the most recent one, which is also the final one, and it's going to be ending soon. And it's really, really good. Like, Spring in Chiron is my favorite season now, because the last few episodes have been absolutely incredible, and there were episodes earlier in the season that hit me really hard, and it's just really, really good. And the character development throughout the 3 seasons of Chiron has been so good. Anyway, I need to stop talking about that. Counterweight is also incredible, and so is Twilight Mirage, but Twilight Mirage Season 4 is the longest season that they have had so far, so if you do decide to listen to the sci-fi seasons before finishing Chiron, it will take you a very, very, very long time, just saying that. So anyway, I need to stop talking about Friends at the Table now. Those are all the things that I wanted to respond to from your video. I've been talking now for 13 minutes, and I haven't even gotten to the questions yet, so that's great. Good. Let's go into the questions. Question 1 is, what day is it today? Today is Friday, June 28th. How many days has it been since I last saw you? I wrote this down because when I watched your video, I figured it out. I already calculated this and wrote it down. So it has been 162 days since I last saw you in person. And next question, it will be 122 days until I see you again, assuming you come back on the date that we talked about before, which I can't even remember what it was, but I'm just going based off of your numbers. Next question is, did anything exciting happen recently? And, well, the show happened 2 weeks ago, and it went really, really well. It went really, really well, I think. I got good feedback. I was happy with what I could see from backstage. I haven't seen the DVD yet, so I won't know for sure until I see that, but I think I'm pretty happy with how it went, and I think it was a good experience for everybody, especially for my 4 graduates. That was what was really important for me, was for them to have a good experience for their last show. Yeah, it went really well. That was the recent exciting thing. Sorry, Alex is texting me about Friends at the Table right now. I'm not going to respond to them. Not right now. Alex is listening to Counterweight, by the way. Anything exciting coming up? Just like having more time in general is exciting. Yeah. I don't have like any big specific thing that's like coming up soon that I'm really excited about. It's just having more time in general to do other things besides just be stressed about the studio. We do have Gen Con coming up in August, which I feel like I already talked about in my last video, so maybe I will just... That's it. Gwen and I going to Indianapolis for Gen Con in August, because we're going to see Friends at the Table live. Anyway, I am a disaster and a stereotype of myself. And then number 6 is any random updates, and a random update is that Halle Berry here, I managed to get most of her matted hair off recently, the other week. I just have to get it off her belly now, which maybe she will let me do at some point. She seems much happier, and she seemed to know what I was doing because she kept coming back and like pushing her face against me while I was doing it and purring. So I think she knew that I was trying to help her. That was a really random update, but I just can't think of any others right now. And the question that you added was how I'm spending my holiday, or how I'm spending my downtime until summer classes start, which summer classes start next Tuesday. So my 2 weeks of complete break are pretty much over. But I can tell you what I did do. Last week, during the week, I pretty much did nothing except for listen to The Adventure Zone, another actual play podcast that I am currently listening to. I finally got invested in it on the weekend. I don't like it as much as Friends at the Table, but it's getting better as it goes along. So yeah, I did listen to that a lot, and I finished my placement on Wednesday and passed this section, because I know I passed this section because the lady who came to watch me was like beaming and glowing and just telling me all really good things afterwards, so that's good. That's pretty much all I did last week. And then on the weekend I went to Muskoka with Laura and Lainey, and that was really, really fun and nice and relaxing, and I slept a lot. We all napped on Saturday night by accident. We just kind of fell asleep. And then this week on Wednesday I went to Sarnia with Gwen to see Sarah, to go to Sarah's house. And then we were there until this morning, where we left early this morning to come home. And that was really nice. And so yeah, I've just been like catching up with friends. I've been playing a lot of games, TTRPGs with people on the Friends at the Table Discord. How many games have I played in the past 2 weeks? I guess not that many, but like still. I've played 2 sessions of Fall of Magic, which we still have another session coming up at some point, and I've played a session of The Quiet Ear, which we will do another session of at some point, and then also we're going to try to play Dungeon World in the world that we're building with The Quiet Ear. So that's fun. And then I also played The Quiet Ear actually with Gwen and Sarah. Over the past 2 days we played a game in real life of The Quiet Ear, which was really fun because we like actually had a big piece of paper that we were drawing a map on. The Quiet Ear is a game about building a community, or like trying to sustain a community after the apocalypse, basically. It's about you draw a map while you're doing it. So we were doing it with actual markers on actual paper, which was really fun. Oh, also I've been reading more. I was reading a 900-page book. I don't know where it is right now, or I would show you. The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. And it took me like 3 weeks to read the first 300 pages, and then probably because I was mostly busy with the show, and then I read the last 600 pages in 4 days. So that was what I was doing over the past, the weekend, basically. This weekend I am going to work on some videos. I want to make a video for my channel. I have to work on editing this one, and I have a dance video project that I'm doing with one of my friends with Friends at the Table Music. I think I've told you about that, and they've finally sent me all of their videos, and I filmed my videos, so now I'm going to try to start putting them together. I'm probably going to do that tonight if I have time. And then the other thing I'm going to do is work on an art piece that I'm doing for a Twilight Mirage fanzine that's being made. I can't remember if I told you this. I feel like maybe not. Someone is making a fanzine about Twilight Mirage based on all of the songs in the soundtrack of the Twilight Mirage, and I signed up to be a part of it, and I was accepted, which is a little bit scary because there are some really, really, really good artists, and I'm not that good. But yeah, I'm going to be working on my piece for that this weekend and try to finish it because it's due on July 15th, and then they will be starting to actually put the thing together, and it's going to come out at the end of August or beginning of September-ish, which is really exciting. That's it. That's the last thing that I have to tell you, and oh, I have to ask you my question, which I had, and now I can't remember what it was, and I didn't write it down. Oh, I remember what it was. My last question for you is just how are you doing physically? Like, how is your back? Because I would like to know how you're doing. Yeah, how are you doing? I hope you're doing better. And I'm sorry that was a boring question, but that was the question that I thought of, and then I was distracted by other thoughts in my head, so I didn't think of another one that was better, and I'm sorry. I think this is long enough for this video, and I keep looking at the viewfinder. I should have flipped it around, so I'm sorry if my eyes keep going like that, because that really annoys me when people do that in videos, so I'm sorry. I am going to go work on some other videos, I guess, now. That's it. I love you, I miss you. We do a call soon, and I'm very excited to see you again finally in the fall, hopefully. And yeah. Also, I just got a phone call, which I should probably check the voicemail for, so that is my cue to be done. I don't know why I keep doing finger guns. Let me give you some kitty kisses, even though they don't really want to. Kitty kisses. Oh, oh, oh. Bye. I kid just because but she's about to have cat hair in my mouth now.